Hey, sports porchers, it's your hockey Jesus, and I'm back with analysis of the Pittsburgh Penguins Hall of Fame game versus the Columbus Blue Jackets. Well, tonight, the Pittsburgh Penguins celebrate four of the greatest players and coaches that have ever played in Pittsburgh or coached in Pittsburgh. That's Eddie Johnson, Scotty Bowman, Ron Francis, and Kevin Stevens. Just a great night for them. Congratulations to those gentlemen. They deserve every accolade they get. They were all instrumental in both of those Stanley Cups in the early 90s. 100% wish that the boys could have brought home a win for them tonight, but they had to settle for a 5-4 overtime/shootout loss tonight for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Yeah, they did gain a loser point, but if you know me, your hockey Jesus, I don't like to play in terms of, 6-2-1. I will call it a 6-3 record with 13 points. So just so you know where I'm coming from. But overall, this game was very interesting. I thought that Columbus, for the most part of the game, really outplayed the Pittsburgh Penguins. Coming in, Columbus was coming off of a game last night in Washington. With the 3-4 record, Columbus really doesn't want to get too far behind the 8 ball here. So they were really looking for a win. In some ways, us stealing a point off of them tonight kind of takes the sting a little bit off of the fact that the Penguins did lose. Merzlikins coming in with this .927 save percentage and Sheloff with a .919 save percentage. I was looking to see a really low-scoring game. But, right off the bat, Merzlikins giving up a goal despite being outplayed in the first period dramatically, I thought the Pens were still winning 2-1. Boy, I don't really know what to say. Dumba had a big hit there, caused a fight. A couple of the guys who were out who I don't like see being out, with Ben Kindle and Brunick, Harrison Brunick, the two rookies. I hate when they're out more than a couple games, and I'm wondering if Dubas just isn't buying some time to see what he has to do to keep these guys up here for the remainder of the year. And he's just scratching them to buy some time. I know he probably does want to get some of these veterans into the game, especially Dumba, who's only played in his second game, and Clifton, who's only played in his third game. Frankly, I don't think these guys need to play more than every fifth game or fourth game. So I don't know. Maybe it's okay. But anyway, I digress because I really want to see those rookies playing. I think that's what this year is about. But in the first period, having a 2-1 lead after, playing pretty terribly, not a bad outcome for the Penguins. And the second, looks like Pittsburgh was going to take a 3-1 lead with that wild power play that probably was a goal. But if you can't see the puck go over and into the ice emphatically, it sure looked like Sid thought it was a goal. So I bet he did see it go over, but he had the best look at it on the ice. But it's all about the cameras these days. So that's a no goal. And Columbus honestly looked like they wanted it more, and they tied the game up 2-2. And then in the third period, my goodness, the tale of two periods, right? First 10 periods, all Columbus taking a 4-2 lead, just completely outworking the Penguins. And then Letang gets that power play goal to make it 4-3. And just as Sheloff was going off on the ice, Rusty gets his first of the year. That was Letang's first of the year also. So, they tied up. Looked like they were going to go the overtime. And lately, I've been down on the 3-on-3 overtime just because I think, been there, done that. A lot of guys just peel off and, you play the waiting game. Tonight was the exact opposite. Tonight's 3-on-3 overtime was just fantastic. Really loved the way both teams were going at it, making the goalies make some 10-bell saves. And it happened on both ends, especially with the defenseman, knocking that puck off of the goal line there to save a goal against Columbus. So they go to a shootout. And once again, you think, okay, goalies are playing great. Everybody's going to get stoned. It's going to take a lucky shot to go in. And everybody for Columbus shoots and scores. Everybody for the Pittsburgh Penguins shoots and scores, except Gino on the third try. Columbus wins 5-4. And I actually think that Columbus did deserve to win this game. And So, I'm not too down on the Pens tonight because of that. I thought the first line for the most part was stale. At one point, about 50 minutes into the game, everybody was a -2, including Sid, Rust, and Raquel. They had 7 shots and no goals to show for their effort. I thought their effort was lacking. I also thought that third line that they had in there with Tomasino, Novak, and Hollander, I don't know. They just were not impressive to me. They didn't look like they were making a lot of plays. The fourth line, however, I thought was taking it to them. I think that fourth line's a good fourth line. It seems like they score like every other game. So I say keep that fourth line together. Achari, I wasn't a big fan of him last year, but I love him playing on the fourth line with Lizotte. Lizotte, like I said, he's that water bug out there. He drew another penalty tonight, although maybe it wasn't a penalty. Maybe it was a fake penalty. I know Columbus bench didn't like that in the third period, but hey, they got it. So I liked that fourth line. I thought it was playing well. Mantha got had 2 points in the first period. Really looked great. Maybe it was those shoes that his daughter made for him. I don't know if you show him. I may actually make that the thumbnail for tonight, but I'll probably make it the Hall of Fame. But that, if you don't get a chance, get a close up of that shot of his daughter writing on his shoes. Kind of cute. Being a former, well, still a dad, but my kids are all grown up and gone at this point. But kind of warms my heart to see that, knowing he's a daddy's girl. I guess that's how you say it these days. Hey, sorry about my hair tonight. I just had a rough day, feeling a little sick all day. I know you don't care about that. You care about the Penguins, and I'm glad you do. And if you do, you know what? Hit that subscribe button. I'm here after every single Pittsburgh Penguins game, telling it like it is. What's the last thing I want to leave with? Oh, well, let's talk about that first period goal that the Blue Jackets got, where Muse decided to challenge. That was a bad challenge. I know the guys on the television were like defending it. Muse is going to have to get a little bit better with those challenges. I mean, it just didn't pass the sniff test. Okay, he was into the goalie, but when the puck's already there, you're never going to win it. And you could see it only took him about 5 seconds to decide that was a no goal. So Muse is going to have to get better with that. But I've got no problems with it. The one thing that the counselor and I were texting with, if you know who the counselor is, he'll be on a show real soon. He's my buddy. We've been watching hockey for 35 years now together. He was at the game, wanted me to go. I just couldn't go. I was not feeling up to it. I wish I could have, because I really wanted to be at the Hall of Fame game to celebrate with those guys. But he did notice the same thing I noticed. Check out the defensemen when they get the puck. They're always running to the back of the goal. And that's going to cause problems against teams that, are really aggressive on the forecheck. And I think it caused some problems tonight, especially on that tying goal, or maybe it was the third goal, where Wotherspoon just completely blew it. Actually, I can tell you where it was. Wotherspoon blew it on the one that tied up. It was at 2-2. Go out and check the footage of that. Wotherspoon just completely blew it, got outworked, and then he got that pass right out to the front of the net, and Sheloff had no chance of getting it. So tonight, the Pittsburgh Penguins lose. They gain a loser point, but I'm not a big fan of loser point. That makes 13 points in 9 games. That means that the Pittsburgh Penguins are on pace for a 118-point season. That's definitely a playoff season. That's definitely a top 3 in the Metro Conference if they can keep that up for the year. Who do they got coming up next? Thanks for asking. They have on Monday they play St. Louis. They're at home, and then they go on the road for 4 in a row. So get your tickets now. Head down to the arena. Monday's going to be your last chance for a little while to see the boys play, and let's just hope they can get back on the winning track. They gotta keep up this good play. Hopefully, Rack's injury there to his hand when he blocked that shot. Hopefully he didn't break anything and he'll be back. If not, I guess you can expect to see Kindle staying in the lineup. So Pittsburgh Penguins lose tonight to the Columbus Blue Jackets 5-4, gain a point, are 6-3 on the season. with a 13 points on the season. And that's it for tonight. I'll catch you in the next one.